This is a moment to unite Georgians and find solutions to the problems that we face. We have overcome incredible challenges in this city and in this state together.
Tonight, Governor Brian Kemp calls for unity in a moment of unrest. And right now, law enforcement is out in full force on the lookout for groups they say are here just to cause trouble in our state. 11 Alive, Ryan Kruger joins us live from downtown. And Ryan, the GBI is now looking into some of these organizations, right?
Yeah, that's right. Both the GBI director and Governor Kemp both say that there are certain bad actors who are hiding in plain sight in these peaceful protests, trying to hijack them for their real intention, which they say is to cause harm. What started as peaceful protests Friday night quickly turned into violence and chaos. Police cars were set on fire, glass was shattered, and the GBI director believes these actions were caused by people looking to make trouble.
Based on the information intelligence we have, there are individuals here from various groups around the country, a lot of which are bent primarily on destruction and violence. Authorities wouldn't go into details about where they believe these groups are coming from or what they stand for. Governor Kemp says he's working with some of the protest organizers to find the ones that he says have an agenda for violence.
I am outraged that Georgians are now in harm's way because some are using this moment to riot, to loot, and to compromise the safety of our citizenry.
Law enforcement is working around the clock, and 3,000 National Guard members have been mobilized. Leaders tell me they're doing everything they can to try to prevent fatigue.
Fatigue sometimes impairs judgment. The last thing we want is for somebody to be frustrated and fatigued and make a bad decision.
There are 3,000 National Guard troops that have been mobilized in the state of Georgia. There are an additional 10,000 who could be mobilized at any point in time. And we did ask Governor Kemp today if he does plan on using them. He says at this point in time, he is not planning on calling up any additional National Guardsmen.